Try it again. What happened there? I ended up my video because I wanted to hear it. So I got it on so I could hear it so I could be like singing with you guys, singing the alphabet with you guys, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out very good. Let me make sure I'm streaming okay. I'm recording okay. Let's see here. Yeah, because when the visual came up, it's still playing. The song is still playing on the visual. What does that even matter to you? We are here for our early bird classroom. Not so early today, is it, folks? No, it's not. But we sometimes have pressing things that we have to worry about. You do. So sometimes you're not here. I do. So sometimes, life gets in the way of things. But we're here. And I wanted to make sure I came here to make up this class, even though I changed the time at least 4 times, right? Because we haven't gotten to our consonants and our vowels this week. And it's really important that we get to our consonants and our vowels. So even if you're not joining me live here, it doesn't even matter because you can always visit my YouTube channel, right? So my YouTube channel, Dr. Annette Feravich, it's also under Healthy Mind, Body, Spirit. So that's my YouTube channel name where you can find all the videos for Early Bird Classroom. We're on day 7, even though things are kind of all mixed up. And I still see that I have got a black video out there. Oh my gosh. It took me a long time to get on the air, it seems like, after that song. I thought it kept playing. I thought it was still playing. Okay. So let's get to our worksheets because that's what I wanted to talk about. And we know that we have been doing the alphabet, right? And so in our alphabet, let me pull something else up here so that we can get our alphabet. In our alphabet, what we have been learning is we've been learning consonants and vowels, right? And so think I can add. There we go. Okay. So we've been learning about our consonants and our vowels. Don't worry about this old little thing that says be right back. Oh, and this is from our Courage. Do you remember that? And so if you remember, we were talking about here are all the 26 letters of the alphabet. You can count them if you want to. There are 26 letters in the alphabet. And if you remember, these were all of our vowels. A, E, I, O, and U. Those were our vowels. And when we took out our vowels, we were left with consonants. So 5 vowels, sometimes Y is a vowel, right? Like when you go to play gym, when you go to school and you have gym class, gym is spelled Gym. Y there is the vowel. It kind of gets a little confusing. I just want to tell you that. Some of you already know that, right? Some of you already know that Y is a vowel sometimes, like in cry, C-R-Y. Now remember, we've talked about, I should have had all the vowels up. Oh, I do have all the vowels up there. There we go. There are our vowels. Now, we've talked about that some words have more than one stop, right? Like vowels, vowels. There's 2 stops in that word, vowels, right? Where cry, it's not cry, it's cry. There's only 1 stop in that word. How about the long word consonants, right? We have vowels as part of our alphabet, part of our 26 letters. There are 5 of them. That leaves 21 consonants. Can you think about how many stops the word consonants have? Can you think about that? How many stops does the word consonants have? Consonants. Okay, consonants. I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to say it where the stops are going to end up making the most sense for you. But don't you worry about that. Right now, we're worried about counting the stops. Consonants. Okay, there are 3 stops in that long word. What I want to tell you is this. For every stop, even if there's only 1 stop, right? Like in cry, 1 stop. Boy, 1 stop, right? Okay. So even if there's only 1 stop, but for every stop, we have to have a vowel. For every stop, there has to be a vowel in it. So consonants. Con has an O, so has an O, nants has an A. Okay. Every stop of a word has to have a vowel. Village. Village. How many stops does that have? Village. 2 stops. Village, right? Each one of those stops, Vil has an I, Ij has an A, okay? Every stop in our word has to contain a vowel, okay? Doesn't have to contain a consonant. I am going to the store. I just has a vowel. That's it, right? A boy walked across the street. A is a word. A. How do you spell A? How do you spell A? A boy walked across the street. A. Right? Okay. How do you spell I am going to the store? I am. How do you spell it? I. So we can see that some vowels say their name. So if I said the word cage, cage, can we hear the vowel in the word cage? Cage. 1 stop. Cage. Can you hear the vowel? Say it. What's the vowel? Say it. I can't hear you. Say it. A, right? It's A. Of course I can't hear you. How can I hear you? You're not with me. But that's okay. I want you to yell it, right? Yell it if you hear it Yell it. How about bee as in bumblebee? Bee. B. Oh my gosh, it's not just a B, it has to have a vowel in it, right? So we can't spell B like the bumblebee, right? We can't spell B with just a B because that doesn't have a vowel in it. So what's the vowel? B. What's the vowel? Shout it out. I can't hear you. What is it? It's E. Of course it's E. And how would you spell B? B-E? Yes. But there's two kinds of B's. He'll be right back. He'll be right back. That's not like a bumblebee, right? He'll be right back. How do you spell B? B-E. How do you spell bumblebee with that kind of B? B-E-E. Okay, so sometimes you have to remember how it's spelled. You have to remember that I'll be back. That B is spelled B-E. And bumblebee is spelled B-E-E. Okay, those are things that you have to remember, but they're not hard. It's not hard. And you know what else? It gets our brain actually excited to learn. Like, isn't that fun to know that bumblebee is spelled B-E-E, like bee, right? And how about buzz? Do you hear letters in there? Do you hear letters in buzz? Buzz. What does buzz end with? What do you think buzz ends with? Do you think it ends with a Z? Buzz? Do you think a buzz ends with a Z? It does. It does. Z is a consonant. E, we can see, is a vowel. Okay, now, we don't usually memorize. We memorize the alphabet, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And remember, it's a lot easier to remember the alphabet when we sing it, right? So we can remember, it's easy for us to remember the 26 letters of the alphabet if we have a song to sing with it, like our song, A, B, C, right? I know, if I don't have music and I'm in front of a camera, it is a sad state of affairs when I start singing. But we have to do it sometimes, right? We have to do it sometimes. It doesn't matter. You should hear me when I sing in the house by myself. It's wonderful. Not so much here. I think it's wonderful anyway, right? Okay, so we memorize the 26 letters of the alphabet, usually with a song. That's how I remembered it, not that song. That song's a cool song. I remembered it from a really old-fashioned song. Okay, like an old-timer song. That's what old-fashioned means. It's old in fashion. See? But we do memorize the vowels. All right, we memorize the vowels. So this helps your memory. It helps you remember things. It gets your brain ready to remember things. You could probably sing all kinds of songs, right? And you remember all the words to all those songs. That's part of your memory, right? That's part of your memory. So we all know we have a pretty good memory, especially if you can memorize the words to songs, right? So sometimes we have to put our memory, what we want to remember, into practice. Sometimes there's things that are easy to remember, like the words to a song. Sometimes there are things we have to remember that are harder, like maybe vowels, okay? But there's only 5 of them, so we'll remember them. Let's try it. A-E-I-O-U. And it almost has like a sing-song to it, right? A-E-I-O-U. 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 Okay? So that's how we try and remember the vowels, just like that. And there's only 5 of them. So say it with me again. A-E-I-O-U. And if we say it, I say it like that with a little sing-song. Maybe you want to put a song to it. Maybe that will be easier for you. I think it's 5 letters, so it's pretty easy for me. And plus, I'm a lot older, so I've been remembering them for decades. A-E-I-O-U. 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 And now we can also begin to start hearing those vowel sounds in words like take, take, or like sight, sight, or like cute, cute, or like be, or like me, right? Or like kite, kite, or Coke. I bet you know how to spell Coke from Coca-Cola, right? Coke, I'll have a Coke, please. I bet you know how to spell Coke. You've seen it on the cans, haven't you? And it doesn't start with a K, does it? Coke starts with what? A C. But we know the vowel, don't we? Coke. We can hear it. We can hear it, right? Take. We can hear it. Team. Team. Can you hear the vowel there? Team, right? Yeah, you can hear the vowel there, can't you? Cute, cute. You can hear the vowel there. So the thing about vowels is this, that some vowels, sometimes our vowels say their own name. Now you can see here that I have long vowels. It says underneath the vowels, it says long and short. So our vowels actually have two different sounds. Long sounds, all 5 vowels have long sounds, and all 5 vowels have short sounds as well. Okay, so all of our vowels, when we spell, they all say their name. A, E, I, O, U, right? Just like in cake, seat, write, roll, and suit. Okay? So there are some new words I just tried to use for you, all right? But we heard all of those 5 vowels in those words. So A, E, I, O, U. We heard all of those 5 vowels. Those are called long sounds. Those are the long sounds. And they almost sound long, don't they? Cake, cake, as opposed to cat. Okay? So, how do we spell cat then? How do we spell cat? Do you know how to spell cat? Some of you do. C-A-T, right? So we have another C sound that sounds like a K, doesn't it? Yeah. But we're focusing on vowels right now. We're focusing on vowels right now. So A can make an A sound like in Kate. Kate. It's like Kate. A can make an A sound like in Kate. A makes the short vowel sound A, like in cat. So there's the long vowel, Kate, and the short A, cat, A. So A makes a long sound, A, and A makes a short sound, A. E makes a long sound, E. It says its own name. The long vowels say their own name. E, right? As in, I just had a better word, beat. Beat, as in this song's got a great beat, right? Beat. And we know what beat starts with, don't we? We can already hear it, can't we? So E has a long sound as in beat. E has a short sound as in bet. Beat, we can hear the E. Beat. Bet is the short E. So as in bet. Okay? All right. I has a long sound, just like as in kite, right? I has a long sound as in kite, kite, kite. And that word starts with a K, not a C. Kite. And we have to just remember that. We have to remember kite starts with a K. And sometimes when we see the word, it will help us as well to remember that. We'll see a word and we'll see a picture with it, and that will help us. So that's what our worksheets are for. So that's what we're going to be working on. But we can't do our worksheets till we understand the sounds. So I makes a long sound. It says its own name. I as in kite, kite, right? Okay. And I also makes a short sound as in kit, kit. I have a kit where I can make clay molds of dinosaurs. Kit, right? A little kit is like a little, it contains something, right? But usually a game. Or it can be a kit to help us fix something, right? Something like that. It's kind of like a package of a few things that help us do something. A kit, okay? A kit. Kit starts with a K as well. So we have kite, kite, where I is saying its own name. I, kite, and you can say it with me if you want. Kite. So when you hear yourself say it, and you should say it with me, when you hear yourself say it, that helps you get used to the sound. If you only hear me say it, you know you're not using your own mouth. And when you use your own mouth, that's like touch. That's like a sense of touch. I'm using my own mouth. That helps you remember. It helps you remember when you use your own mouth instead of just using your ears to hear. Okay? So we have kite, kite, and kit. Kit, I. So that's what a short I sounds like. I. As in it. Do you know how to spell it? If the short I says it, do you know how to spell it? It. I-T. I-T. I hope you were yelling that out. I hope you were saying I-T. I-T. Right? And that's not E-T. Okay. All right. O. O as in boat. Boat. What does boat start with? B. A B. Of course it starts with a B. I hope you were yelling that out as well. Boat. You can hear the O. Boat. B-O. That's how it starts. Boat. Boat. That's how it starts. And we hear what at the end? What do we hear at the end? Boat. 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 Say it with me. T. We hear a T at the end, don't we? Okay. Now, what does the short O sound make? Bot. As in a robot. Bot. Bot. Or a little bot, right? iBot. I don't even know. Let's go with robot. But let's say bot. So we have boat, boat for the long O sound, boat, and as in bot, bot, okay? How do you spell robot? How do you spell robot? Well, we know how to spell bot, B-O-T, right? Ba-at. Now, that's not 3 stops. That wasn't 3 stops. That was 3 sounds. Ba-at. Not 3 stops, because we don't say bot like ba-at. But we do say, excuse me, but we do say robot. How many stops does that word have? Robot. We can hear it. 2 stops, doesn't it, right? But when I say ba-at, those are just sounds I'm making. The sound of a B, B, the sound of a short O, A, and the sound of a T, T. So I'm just making sounds. B-at, bot. So we know how to spell bot, B-O-T, How do we spell row for the robot? If I'm rowing a boat, it's spelled a little different, okay? But for robot, I hear the sound what? R, r, R. That's an R. R makes a R sound, like as in rumble, right? Or even as in grr, okay? That's the R sound, the R sound. So robot, row, R-O, bot, B-O-T. And then also notice how we end up taking each stop and spelling it at the stop, right? Row, R-O, bot, B-O-T. Now that really helps us be a great speller. When we take the word and we only spell it to the stop. Consonants. Con, it sounds like ba, bot. Con, that O sound is the same. So con, C-O-N, con, that's a C, not a K. Con, C-O-N. So, conso. Do you know how to spell that? S-O. We know there's an O there. S. What's that sound? S. 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 Con, C-O-N. So, S-O. Nents. Now this is a little bit difficult, but it's N-A-N-T-S. Nance. Consonants. Ants. Nance. Do you hear ants in there? Do you hear ants in there? Yeah. So we just took a 3-stop word and we spelled it. Now it would have been hard for you to spell without help. That's not the point. The point is you tried. That's the point. You try and spell a big word by listening to each one of the stops and then spelling each one of the stops. You put them together and you're pretty close to a big word, likely. All right? That's how we do it. So remember, we have a vowel in every stop. And even for long words, we just try and spell only each stop at a time. Row, R-O, bots, B-O-T-S, robots, right? Okay, so that's how we spell longer words. Now we were talking about boat for a long O, bot for a short O, and now we have robots, which has a long O and a short O in it. Robots. Look at that. Okay, let's go on to you. I'm trying to think of another word beside that doesn't start with C because we keep getting that C sound that sounds like a K sound. But that's okay. It helps us get used to it, right? We'll get really used to it. So we're going to go with it. So cute. Cute starts with a C, not a K, okay? That's a hard C. When a C sounds like a K, we call it a hard C. Cute, right? Sounds hard, doesn't it? Sounds like a that sounds hard, not soft. Or like Caesar, okay? That's a soft C. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about you and long U. Cute. Cute. You can hear the U. And what does that end with? T, 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 cute. T. But actually there's an E on the end of that word because if it didn't have an E, you know what the word would be? Cut. Cute has an E on the end. C-U-T-E. Cute. If I didn't put the E on the end, it would be cut. C-U-T. So what does a short U say? Ah. A short U says ah, as in cut. Cut. Okay? I'm trying to think of some words. I'm thinking of words that you might not know, like Cutco. How would you spell Cutco? Which is a company that has knives. I know, I'm thinking of that word. I'm thinking of cutlery, cutlery, but that's a little bit harder for you to spell because we have sounds in there that you don't know. So I'm trying to think of a longer word. Cut, what? Can you think of one? Cuddle, cuttle, 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 cuddle. Yeah, no, it's not spelled that way. It's cuddle, not cuttle. It's cuddle. See what happens when you start looking for words and you're listening for sounds? But this is good because what it does is it helps you begin to remember certain things. Dr. Feravich said, or Miss Annette said, it's not cuttle, it's cuddle. It's cuddle, cuddle. And that has a D, not a T. It's not cuttle, it's cuddle. I want to cuddle with you. I want to cuddle with you. I want to cuddle with my puppy, right? I love cuddling with my puppy. Okay, so every vowel has a long sound. The long sound says its own name. A, E, I, O, U, right? And that's how we remember the vowels, okay? And then every vowel has a short sound. And this is not something that I learned in school. This is something I made up for you, actually. And it was for my students. I made this up for my students. If I can remember A, E, I, O, U as my vowels, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, then I can also remember in the same way the short vowel sounds. A, E, I, A, E, I, O, U, long vowel sounds. A, I, A, A, I, A, I. Those are our short vowel sounds. A, I, A. Okay, now sometimes those sounds sound a little different. Every once in a while, the vowel sounds can go and take a little bit of a turn, okay? Just a little sound, a little bit different. But that's a great way to help us remember short vowel sounds. A as in cat, A as in bet, I as in kit, A as in bot, and as in cup. Okay, so I just gave you all those words that you help you remember by the words what the vowel sound is. But if you memorize it just like you did A, E, I, O, U, A, I, A, 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 I, A, 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 I, A. Are you saying it with me yet? Are you saying it with me yet? Because you should be. A, I, A. Say it again. A, I, A, A. A, I, A. Okay? I'm almost saying it, but I'm not. Say it slow. And say it slow. You don't ever have to say it fast. All that you're trying to do when you hear a word is you're trying to decide, is that word saying its own name or is it a short vowel? Is it a long vowel? Does it say its own name? Or is it a short vowel? Well, if I don't hear it as in beg, I don't hear beg, I don't hear an A, E, I, O, or U, it must be a short vowel. So what vowel is it? Beg. A, I, A. What vowel is it? Beg. A, I, A. Which vowel are we saying in beg? A, Beg. Beg. What vowel are we saying? A, E. Beg has a short E in it. Beg. Beg. What does it begin with? B. G. Beg. Beg. That's a G. That's a G. That's a G. Beg. Look at that. Long vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Short vowels, A, I, A. And that's how you're going to remember long and short vowels. Okay, let's move on. We are here to actually work on our worksheet. So here, I'm going to show you what I have. So here I have a word bake. Bake. So I've already gone through these with you verbally, right? Using my words, I've already gone through. Now I'm going to show you it in the pictures. Remember what I said, long vowels say their name. So we've got the word bake there, and underneath it says long vowels say their name. So I have the word bake. We can see B-A-K-E is how you spell bake. But it sounds like B-A-K, doesn't it? Bake sounds like B-A-K, but it actually has an E on the end, okay? See that line that we have over that A? That line over the A says that sound is a long A, all right? So if I were to see a word and I wasn't sure how to spell the word, or I wasn't sure how to necessarily pronounce the word. So I saw the word, but I didn't know how to pronounce the word. That line over that A helps us pronounce that word. When I look at that line over the A, it shows me that in the dictionary where I learn how to pronounce words, okay? And I'm telling you this line over an A means it's a long A. A line over the E means it sounds like a long E. So we would see for B, bumblebee, in the dictionary, B, E with a line over the E. Okay, if I have a line over the I, that's a long I, like in bike, bike. How do we spell bike? B-I-K with a long line over the I. But that's not how we spell it. We spell B-I-K-E, like bake is B-A-K-E. Bike is also B-I-K-E. Cake, C-A-K-E. Kite, K-I-T-E. Cute, C-U-T-E. So now we're seeing a pattern with long vowels. A lot of short words that have long vowels end in E. Okay? So, take, make, cake, bake, all those words end in E. Okay? Now, it's not always that way, but that's the first way that we learn about making a vowel a long sound, okay? All right, so if I look in the dictionary and I want to know how to pronounce that word and there's a line over the vowel, that vowel is a long vowel, okay? So how do I pronounce B-A-K-E? I don't pronounce it bakey, right? It's not bakey or backa. No, it's bake. And how do we pronounce B-A-K-E? We see it in the dictionary, B, A with a long line over it, K, bake. All right? Now there's a reason I'm telling you that, and we're gonna come up with a reason in just a minute, okay? But it's the big reason is it helps us spell, okay? Now here's what I want you to memorize. You can see I have bake there again, B-A-K-E. And then I have the pronunciation like you would see it in the dictionary, B-A with a line over it, and K, bake. That's the pronunciation of it. And underneath there, what I have is I say, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So I want you to remember that, all right? See, there's a lot of things we're remembering, aren't we? We're remembering vowel sounds, and you could practice that when you're not here. A, I, We're trying to remember those, right? We want to remember those vowel sounds to help us spell right later on. And some people are like, who cares if I spell it right or not? Because we've got word, spelling correction in there. Who cares? Lots of people care. Lots of people care as adults whether you know how to spell your words, because it shows how smart you are, is what it does. And lots of people don't care about spelling anymore, but that shows how smart people aren't as well. So we want people to think we're smart, and it just takes a little bit of work sometimes to really be smart. To really be smart, sometimes it just takes a little bit of work. And if everybody else isn't putting the work into remembering how to spell, but you do, guess who's going to get the job later on? Guess who everyone's going to be listening to later on? Guess who everyone's going to be clapping for when they make a speech or when they write a great story? You. Why? Because you are a step above those people who don't care how to spell. You're one step above. And learning how to spell things gives us a lot more than just learning how to spell a word. It helps us understand the English language better, right? It helps us understand the English language better. And if we don't know our own language, we certainly won't sound very smart, right? If we can't even speak our own language correctly, well, there's no way we're going to sound smart, okay? And some people are okay with that. I'm not. I hope you're not. So let's memorize that. That's what we're doing. We're memorizing this phrase here. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So we have two vowels in the word bake, right? What are our two vowels in the word bake? What are our two vowels? Are you yelling it out to me? I hope so. What are our two vowels? A and E. So we have two vowels. What does that say? When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Now we know vowels don't walk, except for those cute little vowels up there in the picture over there. They kind of look like they kind of, maybe they dance. Maybe they don't walk, right? Maybe they dance. Let's get back to the lesson over here. Stop talking about dancing vowels. When two vowels go walking, so we have that, that's a clever way to remember this. I have two vowels there. So they're basically taking a walk together and bake. Whatever, right? Whatever. It takes us to remember. When two vowels go walking, we have two vowels. The first one does the talking. And it's a long A, right? It says its own name. It's doing the talking, and what's it saying? Its own name, A. That's what it's saying. The E on the end is silent. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, then what does the second one do? It's silent. The second one is silent. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So, as in bake, we have two vowels, but the first one is saying its own name. Bake, bake, right? And we hear no E on the end. We hear no bakey. It's not bakey. So the E is silent. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. What does the second one do? It says nothing. It's silent. Okay? Now I don't have other examples up there for words, so I'm going to use one more example for you, okay? And we're going to remember in our mind. We're not going to see a picture of it. We're going to try it. Maybe you want to write it down. That will help you. Team. Team. How do we spell team? T, right? Team. Team. E. I hear the E because it's talking. It's saying its own name, right? But then there is an A. So there's not an E on the end, but there's an A. How do we spell team? T-E-A. Team. Team. What does it end with? It begins with a T. Team. What does it end with? An M. Team. That's an M, right? So we have to figure out, how does the E get to say its own name? Because in order for a vowel to be long, it needs another silent vowel somewhere, okay? these are some rules. They don't always work, right? Because that's the English language. One rule doesn't apply to everything, right? All vowels, okay? Just like bake has an E on the end that makes the A long, and team has an A after the E that makes the E long. Still has another vowel. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Team, T-E-A-M. The A is what? Silent. When two vowels go walking, E and A, as in team, the first one does the talking. Team, right? Okay. Look at how much you're learning. Can you even believe that? Look at all of you learned short vowels. You learned long vowels. You learned what the line over a vowel means. It makes it long. And you learned when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. You have learned so much today. Okay, I said I was going to be on for an hour. I'm only supposed to be on with the early classroom for 45 minutes, not an hour. But I'm going a little bit long because I just want to show you some of the other charts that I have up here, or slides that I have up here. Here are our short vowels. And as when we have a long vowel, we have a straight line over the vowel. And these have names, and I don't remember the names, honestly. I don't remember the names of the long line over the vowel, or this short vowel line, which looks like almost like a half of an upside down U, does it? Or not an upside down U. That's not upside down U, that's a U. So it looks like a half of a U almost is what you put over the vowels. And that is what shows us in the dictionary that it is a short vowel, okay? So if I have a straight line over the vowel, it means that vowel is a long vowel, as in bake. There's the A over it. If I have that half of U over a vowel, that means it's a short vowel. So here are our short vowels again. Can you say them with me? A, I, A, 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 I, 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 A, A. Okay, so if I have gut, the word gut, what's the vowel sound there? Gut. A, I, A, gut. You heard it. You, right? So that's what we're doing with vowels. Short vowels, long vowels, right? And when two vowels go walking, what happens? The first one does the talking, and what does it say? Its own name. What does the second vowel say? Nothing. It's silent. That's why the first one's doing all the talking, right? Okay. Now here are our worksheets. So let's go ahead and look at the worksheets that we have. All right. Now, if you recall, actually, I'm going to show you that differently. I don't have those. All right, I thought that I had something different here for you. Well, I know that I do, but I just don't have it exactly the way that I want it. Here are our beginning sounds. So what we have here are beginning sounds on one of our worksheets. And then we have pictures. So when we take a look at these pictures, again, what you want to do is you want to print these worksheets off, okay? Print them off, and then, I got to pop that up there underneath this. Print these worksheets off, and then you want to cut these little pictures out, and then you want to paste them in the boxes underneath these letters for beginning sounds, okay? And so what do we have there? The first one that we have there, the very first picture that we have there is a picture of a penguin, right? There's a picture of a penguin there. And so what does penguin start with? What does penguin start with? Penguin. What does penguin start with? Penguin starts with a P, right? Penguin starts with a P. So what you would do is you would cut that out, and then you would put that picture of the penguin right there in the box with the P, okay? So that's what you want to do. Let's go take a look at those pictures and see if I can give you an idea of what each one of those pictures are, okay? So let's see. The very first picture there is a picture, like we said, of a penguin. And then we have the next picture is X-ray. X-ray. What does X-ray begin with? Cut the picture out and put it in the box underneath the letter that you think X-ray begins with. That one's an easy one, isn't it? The next one is hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Oh my gosh, that has 4 stops in it. 4 stops. Hippopotamus. Okay, what does hippopotamus start with? Cut that picture out and paste it in the box below the letter that it starts with. Okay, all right, you get the picture. I'm going to say the pictures now. Monkey, monkey. Star, star. Queen, queen. Carrot, carrot. Orange, orange. Bee, bee. Kite, kite. Jar, jar. Truck, truck. Grass, grass. Igloo, igloo. I'll give you a hint for igloo. It starts with a short vowel. A, I, a. Igloo. Fish, fish. Wagon, wagon. Apple, apple. I'll give you a hint. That also starts with a short vowel. Apple. A, I, a. Nest, nest. Lemon, lemon. Yo-yo, yo-yo. Umbrella, umbrella also starts with a short vowel. Umbrella. And so does eggs. Eggs also starts with a short vowel. The next word is dog. Not puppy, but dog, because we already have penguin. So that is dog. Zebra, zebra. Rainbow, rainbow. Volcano, volcano. Okay, so those are our beginning sounds. Like we said, what you do is you cut those out and you paste them in the box below the letter that they begin with. These are beginning sounds. They are beginning sounds. Okay. Here we have our short vowel sounds. So these are, and you can see here, we have apple, eggs, and igloo right up there. So that is going to help you. So these are words that help you better understand the sounds that short vowels make. A, I, a. And there are pictures there. Now what we do is now we've got our vowels here. And these are short vowel sounds. So now we've got bug, bug. And we can see they already gave us the beginning and ending letters. So what you want to do is decide what is the short vowel sound that goes in there for bug. for hat, for sun, for dog, for pig, for Jim, that's Jim, hen, hen, and I can't see that picture. What is that picture? I think I know what it is, but I can't see it very well. Mud. That's what I thought. It's on boots. So it is mud on the boots. All right, mud, mud. So also what helps you there is with consonant sounds as well, right? We have a beginning consonant sound, p, 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 pig. We have a short vowel sound, I, I, I. And we have a consonant sound on the end, again, g, g. So this helps us with our beginning sounds and our end sounds as well, because they already give us the letters, right? But now what we want to do is we want to figure out what is the short vowel that goes and helps us finish spelling these short words. A, I, a. Okay. And now the same thing here. We have got some short vowel sounds. And we've got some words that are repeating themselves too, because there's hen again, isn't it, right? So we have log. We have map. Hen. Lips. Cup. Clock. Those are yams. That's a yam. Yam. And then deck. Deck. Like a deck of cards. Fish. Fish. Hat. Hat. Pup. Pup. Fan. Fan. Fox. Fox. Tub. Tub. Tent. Tent. Pen. Pen. Okay. And that's all that we have for our worksheets. Isn't that just great? So we got through all of our worksheets in about an hour's time. So we ran a little bit long, we started a little bit late, and we postponed, and now we rescheduled. But we got it done is what we did. We accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and that's awesome. This is Dr. Feravich, for those of you who are over 12. For those of you who are under 12, you can call me Miss Annette. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this worksheet, and I hope that you better understand short vowels and long vowels that say their own name. Why don't we have a worksheet on long vowels? Why don't I have a worksheet on long vowels? I might come up with one. I might see if I can find one, but that's because long vowels are pretty easy, aren't they? Right? It's not so hard to spell a word that has a long vowel sound in it, right? So that's why we don't have any worksheets on that, but maybe you can find one, and maybe you can do one, and maybe that will help you feel like you really know the difference between your long vowels and your short vowels. I will see you back here, hopefully on Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Dr. Annette Feravich. Thanks.